Hello and welcome, Pauleh here, and I'm playing some more Reign of Kings. Now, some of you have been asking what server I play on. This server is called ROK Roleplay Kings Must Enforce Laws. Now, I'm going to put the name of the server in the description of this video, but if you want to search for it, either type in ROK space role or search for must, because this server only comes up, it's the only one that comes up when you search either of those terms. But either way, it's going to be in the description of this video. Couple of things though. I know some people have asked if the Black Rangers, the group I'm a part of, is recruiting. Currently we're not. This group was made by my friend and they're currently keeping it closed. So unfortunately you won't be able to join this group, but there are a lot of other factions on this server that are always looking for more members. And keep in mind, this is a pretty serious roleplay server. The admins are more than happy to, remove trolls or griefers from this server, so if you plan on doing anything like that, just know there is tons of other servers where you can go and have all that fun there without the fear of being banned. The admins are really keen on this server to promote roleplay, so as am I. This has been a very fun experience for me. Now, in this video, it's not going to be too action-packed. Later on we're going to go over and around in the land and just basically meet and greet some of the occupants, because more groups have sprung up and more buildings have been built, and we're just going to go say hello. There's not going to be too much action in this video, but before I do any of that, I want to quickly show you some of the upgrades we've done to our base. Now, we were robbed a couple of nights ago. Someone broke into our base while we were offline, killed me, because when you log off you're basically sleeping in a sleeping bag, and stole some stuff, but luckily the admin was able to ban some of the people that did it. We've since then been able to recoup all of our losses, or most of them, and yeah, we've done some upgrades, so I want to explain them. First things first, we upgraded our crest, which allows you to conquer land, to the steel crest, which is the biggest you can get. It basically gives you the most amount of land, and if I bring up an object to place, you can see that white line. Basically that means within these white lines we can build without the fear of anyone being able to delete it or pick it up, and it also means other players cannot build in here. So the reason we've done this is because, and the reason why there's a big gap, this stops people building right on the opposite side of our wall. Now keep in mind, if you ever build your base and you do it right up against that, if you do it right up against the white line, it just means someone else can build on the opposite side, which is what happened to us. We should have known better, but unfortunately due to a solver rollback the night before, we lost our steel crest, so we weren't able to get it down in time. And basically over the course of that night, we were robbed, so we could have prevented it, but a rollback kind of hurt us. But either way, yeah, make sure you have a few spaces between your walls and this line. It's probably not too viable when you've got an iron crest. You may want to wait for steel, although I still recommend doing it with iron. You can always move your walls out later. Now, one thing I'm currently working on, because another way people can get into your base is by boosting each other. So the game is very buggy when it comes to jumping. Now if someone wants to jump on my head, they can basically boost themselves over the wall. You can basically make a human tower. So what we're doing to combat this is having this lip. Now I might need to expand it out, but right now if anyone tries to boost, you have to be kind of up against the wall, otherwise you'll just fall off. So currently if anyone tries to do it, they're going to hit the head on that and will be knocked down. Now, aesthetic wise, our base is coming along nicely. We've expanded it out. We've got this nice tower, and as you can see, our territory that we can build in, it keeps going. And since then we've added since we do want to block the path, because we do have players that patrol down here and so on, we decided to add this little tunnel, which I think is really cool. For some reason blocks aren't loading. There we go. So here we go, we've got this bit of a tunnel. You can walk through here. It's quite cozy, quite nice. and basically you can be on your way. Now, I'm not a fan of having plain walls in a game because they do look kind of ugly, especially in this game where textures fail to load. As you can see here, this is the texture, well, this is the block we're using, and you can see it popping in here. It's not loading properly until I get right up close to it. This should pop in a second. There we go. But as you can see, at a distance, none of that loads, so you don't see the fine detail. So I'm probably going to add a few blocks on the outside to basically give it a bit more depth and detail, but that will come later. And since we're sort of rangers in the forest, we're covered, surrounded by trees, which is quite nice. I've been adding these lips, as I said, but I've been using spruce. This is purely for, you know, aesthetic reasons. I think the green might blend in quite nicely with the forest. It's also worth noting that we've been making our base out of these wooden logs. One log block costs 75 wood in comparison to other blocks. This is quite crazy. It does have increased health, but there are better blocks, you know, to build a base out of if you want to have it so you don't get griefed or attacked. But at the end of the day, if you're offline and someone's taking the time to build a trebuchet or whatever, they're going to get into your base no matter what. So, but just to show you here, the spruce branches are basically what I'm using for the lip around the edge. But we take a look at this log block. Oh, okay, it's 50. I swear that's been changed with the last patch that just came out. Before it was 75, so that's been updated, which is good. Okay, and wood blocks it's half that. Okay, so that would have been nice a few days ago, but whatever. I think I've personally cut down 10,000, 50, maybe 20,000. I've gathered 20,000 wood. So we've basically deforested the forest a few times. But yeah, so far this base is going quite well. We still need to build the interior, but that will come at some point. Anyway, that's it for the for me showing you around the base. I'm gonna go ahead and show you the rest of the roleplay that's gonna happen. It's not going to be too combat focused. It's mostly just having a few nice little chats. Keep in mind that I'm kind of out of my I need to practice when it comes to roleplay, so you'll see me stumble and stuff, but I'll get there, and I'll be roaming around with some friends. So here we go. Does that mean you belong to the King's Guard?
Yes, I am a knight of the king. I patrol his westernmost lands.
And how is the king? I haven't really heard anything about him as of late.
Yes, he's been away most of the last day and a half. But he is around quite often during the rest of the days. How are the Rangers doing? You made any enemies or allies in these lands?
Well, we tried to remain neutral, but it seems we made an enemy as of late. Our outpost was raided while we were gone, but we've, you know, refortified and slowly recouping our losses.
Yes, I heard. Did they scale one of the walls or break through?
Yeah, they scaled the walls. Broke into some of the buildings within.
Swine.
Well, luckily they've been driven from the lands now, so we shouldn't have to worry about them again.
Yes.
Since you're with the King's Guard, how fares the disputes between the Order of Zarus and the Church of the Fly God? Has that settled down?
Yeah, it is hard to tell. Yesterday, things were quite heated. But the House of the Fly God seems to keep changing its name. They went from the House of the Fly God to the Church of the Undivided to now the cultists of something or other. Their group is a strange shamble built together. There's no real definitive voice or leader who commands everyone. It seems to be more of mob rule.
Does seem that way. Then again, name changing and moving locations probably not a bad idea, since they're currently at odds with the Order of Zarus.
Yes, I believe they have exiled the primary troublemakers, and then there was a large war between themselves, and some were exiled, and half of the Order became, well, not the Order, but the Church, became rather zealous and extreme now, and the other half has turned more towards the side of peace, moved towards the beaches.
And that's the former Church of the Fly God.
Yes.
And you said the peaceful ones are at the beach?
I believe so. I've not gotten to speak them more than once so far yet. This has all happened so quickly.
Yeah, my few run-ins with the, well, whatever they're called now. At the time, Church of the Fly God, they were pretty peaceful. They didn't seem to want any hostilities and were very friendly in our talks, but I also witnessed the Order of Zarus going after them, so...
Yes, they were very, very keen on destroying them at any cost. But I believe they have become much more militant as of late.
Yeah, I haven't seen them on their patrols as of late. They normally come down here, but perhaps if the Church of the Fly Gods moved to the beach, maybe that's why.
Yes.
So the former members of the church are still in the swamp then? The more aggressive ones?
I believe so. They seem to be that way, at least. More extreme.
Okay. I've kept mostly to myself at the moment while I've been busy working on this area, this outpost, so haven't had much chance to survey the land and get to know what's going on as of late. So it's always good to hear some
understandable
news.
I try to protect this side of the lands, so try to get to know whomever I can, ally myself with them, in order to better communication and call upon them in time of need. It's part of the reason why I'm here, to discuss with your leader.
Yeah, he should be getting back soon. I honestly don't know how long he'll be.
Yes, I should actually be going soon, so I shall leave my message with you to give to him.
Very
Is that
well.
alright?
Yeah, we can come seek you out if as soon as he gets back, if you're still available.
Yes, I must be going to bed soon, but I will return later on in the evening. I bring a message, peace, from myself, not affiliated with the king, and a hope of recent good encounters with your leader. I bring a sign of good faith in order to help bolster your ranks and bring you increased
How's the wood
weapons
coming
and
along
armor.
anyway?
I've heard of the sacking of your fort. It's most troubling that such cowards would do certain things without even a formal declaration of war. But hopefully this will help make up for it in some way.
Well, this is very generous. I'll be sure to pass on the message, and while I can't speak on behalf of the Black Rangers, I'm pretty certain that we'll will be remaining, friendly with you and everyone else. To be honest, we're mostly neutral and just stick to ourselves and try to
I
help maintain
understand.
the balance.
There's nothing wrong with that. I just ask that if I, personally, were to come under attack in my base, that I could hopefully call upon your aid.
Most definitely. I'll pass on the message, and again, thank you for the gift.
It's not a problem. You have a friend in McFats in these lands. Good day to you.
Travel safe. What a nice guy.
Hear me?
Your blood will
Oh shit,
flow
wrong button.
forth.
Wrong button.
That's rather impolite. No.
Okay, well, I'm Gilgamesh, leader of the Black Rangers, and I'm looking for the owner of this land, this structure.
Well, the structure is owned by the Cult of the Possessed.
That sounds ominous.
Forget about it, I can't do that voice forever.
Valiant
But
efforts.
yeah, this is owned by the Cult of the Possessed.
Okay, and the head of the house, is that the unclean one?
The unclean one and myself, yes.
Okay, that's good to know. We just wanted to find out who the guys that broke away from the other cult and made the base here instead.
From the church.
From the church, yeah. So it's just you two from the church, that's it.
As of right now, we have people who routinely come between the two places.
Okay, well we're just getting the lay of the land again. We've spent a day up away and a lot has changed, so we're walking around and trying to talk to everyone we can.
If you don't mind me asking, what happened to the rest of the Church of the Fly God?
They're not currently in game right now.
Are they still
No,
with the
but
church?
I think he's asking like what happened between you two. Why did you split off?
Oh, just expansion.
So there was no like internal disputes or anything like that.
No, sometimes you just need a bit of space. We've gotten quite large.
Okay.
We're something in the tune of 20 members.
Since you've moved here, have the Order of Zaros left you alone?
What's that?
Since you moved here, have the Order of Zaros left you alone?
Apparently we've had some random encounters with them. They're still not friendly to our cult, but...
Just on my way up to the castle.
Alright. Thank you for your time, good sir.
Well.
Well then.
He was the criminal mastermind. I was only doing it to befriend him and capture him.
As for the time being, I will not take any prisoners. So,
Alright.
for everyone's good here, I would prefer you just releasing and stepping away from the gate.
Alright, fair enough.
Hell. How goes it?
Oh, wow. I wish I had a bow. I only have these goofy javelins. Ow, you little shite. Yeah, right in your face.
Watch out, they can capture.
Wait, what are you guys, knights, rebels?
We are but my rangers of the land.
You should join our cause. You should join us.
We stay neutral to all.
Oh, we're neutral. We just
seek to free the land once more.
We're highly opinionated neutral players.
Well fought, good night, well fought.
I don't think they're going away anytime soon. I want to take his arrows.
I'm done, I'm done. I was testing you, you passed, Max.
You are hereby
Oh my god, there's so much blood on the floor.
Man. Well, you guys get offended really easily, okay? Can't help that.
5 javelins to my face isn't really easily.
Well, technically it was just one originally, and then you shot at us, and then it became a thing. Those came because you were
to move out of this area.
I really like this area though. The views are great from
Is it
up
the left
here.
or right
You
of
got
the
the
Kings?
oceanside view. Hell, I might even move in. I'm thinking about it.
Bad thing for you, you can't move in.
I could build a hut somewhere around here with the beautiful ocean views.
Doesn't look like there's a
Protection of the King's
house
God.
down on this side. I don't know.
You haven't proven any way of protecting the king. You have proven in every way otherwise, and they are hereby considered hostile to the king's god. Now I would advise...
What's steel tater?
He means like steel woodcutter's axe, steel pick.
King has my utmost devotion.
Careful in case the other guy comes back with a nasty weapon.
I don't know, don't you get lonely up there? Don't you want some company?
Good evening, Ranger.
Yeah, we are sorry that we could not take part in that, as we are the Rangers of the land and stay neutral to everybody.
I understand,
However,
and I will not have any quarrel with your actions.
Thank you. So, I am here on some trading business. From time to time I trade with the knights and the king of Westeros. Today I bring 100 meat and was wondering if you would like to trade anything.
As much as I would like to, you will have to hold up on that offer until the captain who makes the deal, the captain of the king, is available. They are currently off on other business.
Okay, I understand.
Not up to attendance. I'm sorry for...
Do you know when the captain or king may return?
I actually have no current idea. I'm just here improving the defenses of the wall and have not been in contact with...
One of those guys is still here.
Okay, good night. I shall return when the king is back. Farewell.